with that. Let me tell you something. This planet where we are, right? It is just a little realm. It's just a little piece of real estate in the entire multiverse, right? We have the multiverse, we have various universes, we have galaxies, then we have planets. So this planet is just a piece of real estate. So what do you think the people in the other realm see when they look at this planet? They see cultural identities. And one of them is Atogho, whether you know it or not, whether I like it or not. They see the pyramids that were built by our forefathers, right? They see nature, the fruit trees, the medicinal trees, right? They see Atogho and a few other things. I know this is very, very challenging to your academic qualifications or your thinking, but that's a fact. So that's one thing we have to keep at the back of our mind. And we should understand that we are very privileged that it was birthed in this part of the planet. And Atogho is ancient. It's very, very ancient. When you look at the Atogho cap, the Atogho headgear, like what my brother is wearing there, or the one the lady is wearing there, what do you see in front? That's a pyramid. That's a pyramid. So when the last pyramids were built, right, like the pyramids of Giza in Kemet, which is now erroneously called Egypt, Kemet, right? The three pyramids of Giza were built because something happened to the planet and they had to give the planet balance. So when that was done, there was no need for any other pyramids to be built. So what was left is for our ancestors to conceive things like Atogho. That's a fact, right? Don't believe what I'm saying, just know it. Just know that you came to the Atogho Festival 2nd edition and someone was saying something that doesn't really make sense to you. Just keep it at the back of your mind, right? You don't have to believe. So Atogho has the potential to attract wealth into this part of the world. So much wealth, because that was one of the intentions of our forefathers. They knew way back before the 11th century that at some point in time, their great-great-great-grandchildren will be able to harness the potential of this thing that they created, and it will generate money for them, money that they'll bring into the communities and, invest it in solar energy, in organic manure, so that we don't eat foods that have been weaponized and poisoned by fertilizer. They knew those things. So in this generation, if we are producing some garments and then we call them Atogho, we have to first of all learn what we have, okay? Because, sorry, it's okay. Because Atogho has the potential to stand on its own as a sector in the economy, as an industry, just like you have the film industry, the telecom industry, the oil industry. Atogho is fashion, but at the same time, it has the potential to be on its own because it has a vast value chain, right, that needs to be cultivated, and the right ecosystem needs to be done. When all of that is put in place, I bet you it's going to attract so much money, and that money is going to circulate within the communities. But before that happens, we need to do the right things. Like, we need to share this kind of knowledge. Let me tell you an example. Let me just give you an example. As ancient as Atogho is, it does not yet have an IP, right? It needs an IP to be protected so that people that are doing this is wrong. This is wrong. This is big embarrassment to the ancestors. That some illiterates will sit in Douala, they will get one Atogho, they snap it, they take it to China, they pay textile, give some money to textile factories, and then they mass produce it. They come back, they sell it to you, you sew it, you're wearing it on the streets of Bamenda. That's an embarrassment. We need, as Atogho is cultural heritage, which means it needs to be well documented, it needs to be preserved, it needs to be protected by all means possible. Otherwise, when some of us will transition this realm, we'll have to go and come back and reincarnate, come back to correct these mistakes. It's a fact. So, Atogho is a subject on its own that needs to be taught in schools. Honestly, yes, there is Atogho cosmology, because Atogho is beyond what we see. It's very, very powerful. So if we have to benefit from it, we have to be responsible, we have to be knowledgeable, and we have to work within the universal principles that our forefathers laid down. We have to understand the need for integrity, the need for quality, the need for creativity. And we all have all of that embedded in our DNA. It's just that we don't know. So what we need to do is to have this knowledge, then look for ways to unlock it, because it's right in us. Our ancestors are us. They are us, right? Let me give you an example. Whose blood is in you? It's the blood of your parents, right? The blood in them is the blood of the parents. It goes back to trillions of years ago. So you can never separate yourself from your ancestors. They are in you, whether you like it or not. I don't care what religion tells you. Religion is man-made, right? Yeah, that's what I know. It's man-made. Atogho is God-made. No, nobody can take the credit for Atogho. That's why we need to protect it. You see, one thing that annoys me with the Bamenda man is the fact that they like to fight they like to fight to protect irrelevant things. They are fighting over the English culture. It's a colonial culture, it's not your culture. You know, you are killing yourself taking bullets for something that doesn't even belong to you. But the relevant things, you are so ignorant of them, and even when you know, you act as if you don't know. I mean, we have people in high places that can influence such actions to be taken in terms of policy making. Don't we have parliamentarians and senators from this region? Are they not the lawmakers? Are they not people to formulate policies and get it enacted and promulgated into law? You see, I won't even blame the people doing this. They are taking advantage of sleeping giants. You know, because if we are not doing anything to protect what is ours, you don't expect someone that is not directly concerned with it, or that doesn't understand its value, or how to explore it the proper way, you know, not to act otherwise. So you can't even blame them. But at the same time, it's in our place to take action, right? What I'm just sharing with you is arts and cultural advocacy. In as much as we want to explore it and have socio-economic benefits, we have to protect it, otherwise it will be extinct. If we don't do it 20 years from now, it will be extinct. It will be so bastardized, and the value will be destroyed completely. So we have to take up that challenge, take up the responsibility. Look at this young lady, Sylvia Jobati, who started a cultural campaign, Bring Back Gonzo. That's something very important, but the relevant authorities are acting as if they're ignoring it. She's not getting the right support that she needs. And that's just one of many examples. Atogho is another one. Atogho is a cultural asset. It's a treasure that needs to be protected. When you learn what Atogho is and you do it rightly, if you put 1,000 people with American tuxedo or with Italian suits in a room, in a space, right? And one person puts on the real Atogho and walks into that space, their hair will stand. Because Atogho is that powerful and is that unique. There's nothing else like Atogho on this planet. Nothing. And like I said, it's one of the cultural identity of the planet. When people in other realms, they stare at this planet, they see Atogho. Whether you know it or not, they see Atogho. They recognize this. Atogho is one of the things that make them know, this is the planet. Yeah, this is that planet where people descend from various dimensions of density and take up human form to experience what it is being human or being physical. So they know it, but we don't know it. That's why it needs to be taught in school. We can't be teaching anthropology in the universities and we don't incorporate things that are Atogho into it. Teaching anthropology written by your oppressors, by your colonizers, that's wrong. So those are the corrections that we need to make that will empower us to create the right kind of ecosystem that Atogho will thrive and become a multi-billion-dollar industry. Let me tell you something. The mistake that any Atogho designer can make is to want to do what those Italian guys are doing, Gucci and the rest. No. all of that is nothing compared to Atogho. Atogho is cosmic. Atogho is ancestral. Sorry, is ancestral. So when you're building your brand, please don't want to be like, you shouldn't think of becoming like Tommy Hilfiger or how they call it, Christian Dior, Balenciaga. No, they are nothing compared to you. They are nothing. If you want to know what Atogho is, go to the Vatican in Rome. They'll tell you. Go to Germany. The first colonizer who set foot here, they know it more than you. Do your research to that extent. If you have any grandfather or mother who is still alive, who is like in the 90s or 100s, make use of them. Engage them in conversations. Let them tell you what Atogho is. And please remember that Atogho is about integrity, quality, and creativity. If you were creating your Atogho piece in 2 weeks, no. Please, take your time. Don't rush it. It's not something that you have to cut corners. Take your time and do it. And it's something that is so intellectual. It needs a lot of knowledge. I'm not talking about academic certifications. No. I'm talking about real knowledge. You need to be in a certain frequency, having the right kind of vibration to produce the kind of Atogho that can be done here, and it will find its way into the consciousness of people far distant, kilometers away from here. And they'll be asking you because they are feeling something. That's how great Atogho is, just that we don't know. And we'll be sharing this kind of knowledge. It sounds like a fantasy. I mean, I know that some of you are looking at me and say, the answer is talk banga. No, they are facts. You see, the worst thing about the Bamenda man is that they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. That's why they keep on seeking external validation. You want to be validated by some other people. No. You are the greatest. You are descendants. You are descendants of one of the most brilliant minds on this planet ever. The people that build all the civilizations across the world are your forefathers. Go to the Mancon Palace. Go and ask them where they migrated from. Go at the Mancon Palace, you have the information office. Go and ask them where the Mancon people migrated from, where their forefathers who set food here and named it Mancon, where they came from. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Kom, Babanki, all is the same thing. We also have ancestors, right? We have this place. We have ancestors that descended and landed here. It's fact. Just go and do your research. There are some places here where you have fingerprints. Fingerprints are footprints on stones. They are so ancient. Who do you think that is? If you go to the Bamenda Museum, I used to visit when I was a child in primary school. Every Friday, if you go to the visitors book, you see my name there. In the 80s. I don't know what was attracting me to those cultural artifacts, but I'll go there every Friday. They are faces of aliens that were sculpted on wood by our forefathers. Who do you think those people are? Where did they come from? So, this is our geographical location that we call Bamenda, or the Northwest, however we choose to call it. What if I tell you that it's one of the portals on this planet? Just have that as a shocker. So we need to know who we are, because when you don't know who you are, you can never maximize even 1% of your potential. And the worst thing that is happening to us is our academic qualification, because it has blocked us from pushing the boundaries to know. It has blocked us. So we need to regain our essence. And like I said, Atogho is at the center. Atogho stands in the middle. Then you may have architecture, you may have film and music and craft work, but Atogho is at the center of it. That's the only thing that was meant to carry hieroglyphics. These symbols, they are called hieroglyphics. When they stopped building the pyramids, Atogho is one of those cultural assets that is meant to communicate messages to people and to generations to come. So it will be terrible if our generation is the one that kills it. Because when you look around what we call Atogho fashion, we see on social media, we see on our streets, during parties and the rest, I'm not discouraging you, but it's a joke. And please don't be annoyed. You see, when we come together on a platform like this event didn't happen by chance. It is the working of the ancestors, because they found out that if they don't do this, it's going to be extinct. So this platform that we call Atogho Fashion Festival should be protected by all means possible, should be harnessed, we should give it all the sustainability that it needs, because it is the only thing so far that has been done that can help us achieve this game-changing desire that needs to be put in place. I hate talking too much. There's so much to be said. But the little that I've shared, I know that even if you are relating with it in a negative way, I can't even blame you. It's okay. But just keep it at the back of your mind that someday your soul will resonate what I'm saying. And it's important. I've come across pictures where our political forefathers wore Atogho and had a meeting with the Queen of England in Lagos. And you will see the revertness in her face when she was greeting them. The same with some of our political forefathers who went to London with Atogho, who went to New York with Atogho. It's a treasure that we have, that we should protect with every iota of energy that we need. So, when you are creating Atogho and you are selling to your clients, it's also your place to educate them, because that knowledge disconnect is so wide. Everybody from not everybody, most people that were born from the 70s coming down, right? They have that disconnect. Most of them have it. So we need to share this information. If someone comes to you that they want Atogho, you have to put them down and tell them, look, Papa, sister, brother, let's not rush it. This is how we have to do it. This is the kind of fabric that we need to use. That's another angle to it, which is very, very important. Atogho doesn't need you to use synthetic fabrics. You cannot be using that's another big embarrassment. You shouldn't use synthetic fabrics. Those fabrics that have been produced in factories, merged with plastic and chemicals, it is toxic. It is so low vibrational. Atogho fabrics are natural fabrics. And that's a strong aspect of the Atogho business value chain that needs to be done. The guys that are doing this, we shouldn't even lock them up. We should stop it by telling them that money you're taking to China, take that money and buy machines, textile machines. Bring it here. Let's educate you on Atogho. And let's tell you the natural fabrics like bamboo, like coconut husk that you need to use to produce natural Atogho fabrics for all of the embroidering to be done on it, because Atogho is high vibrational. All the synthetic fabrics you are using, you are missing out on the point. You may sell it. Don't be excited when you sell something for 30,000 that is worth 800,000. I have a friend who is also a cultural promoter. He went to Cape Town for a conference like this on arts and culture. He wore Atogho during one of the sessions. And a white man approached him, a so-called white man, because they don't look white to me, they look pink. So that word white is another form of mind programming. He approached him and told him he likes it and he wants to buy it. The guy didn't even know how much, As he was trying to contemplate how much he can charge him, the guy pulled out $3,000. $3,000. Not pieces, $3,000 notes, and gave him. Which to me is not even worth it. But I just want you to understand how valuable Atogho is if it is done in the proper way like our forefathers used to. This is the time we need to go back to our homes in the villages and go and search the closets and the boxes of our great-grandparents and see if there's still some Atogho left. We have to bring them, use them as case study them and preserve them. Atogho needs a museum. Atogho needs a gallery. Atogho is strong enough to be listed by the UNESCO as a UNESCO World Heritage Cultural Asset. It has that potential. They have done it with reggae music. They can do it with Atogho. But it is our place to, first of all, harness the energy of Atogho, do it in the right way, obtain the international IP for Atogho. When we do that, UNESCO will come here. We will not even need to apply for that because they already know Atogho. They know it. It's just that we don't know it. So sorry for taking so much of your time. I'd like to pause at this point in time, and I'd like to thank Akumbu and the team for inviting me to share this knowledge. When I heard it was Atogho, I said I must come. Not only because I'm a culture entrepreneur, but because I know I'm clearing my conscience, I'm doing what the ancestors expect me to do, so that I will not create karma for me and my own generation. I'm playing my role. So you also have to play your role. Now that you know about this, if somebody brings this to you as a tailor, don't sew any dress for them. Tell them to go and get the right kind of fabric, refer them to any embroider, and advise them that it's important for you to go and get the fabric, get an embroider to produce the real, whatever style you want, right? That's how we should start discouraging this, because it's very, very bad. And like I said, it's our responsibility. Those who are not directly connected to it, it may mean nothing to them. You know, but then the ancestors are turning in their graves. So thank you very much.